Disgraced former crypto mogul Sam Bankman-Fried could be jailed before the start of his trial over the collapse of the FTX cryptocurrency exchange. A US judge on Wednesday tightened Bankman-Fried's bail conditions by restricting his ability to communicate publicly and said he would consider jailing him. At a hearing in Manhattan federal court, prosecutors said that Bankman-Fried, popularly known as SBF, had crossed a line. That was over his sharing with a reporter of his former romantic partner Caroline Ellison's personal writings. Prosecutors claim the move amounted to a second instance of witness tampering. They also cited a January 2023 email to FTX's US General Counsel in which Bankman-Fried proposed entering a, quote, constructive relationship. Ellison is one of three former members of Bankman-Fried's inner circle who pleaded guilty to fraud charges and agreed to cooperate with prosecutors. She's expected to testify against Bankman-Fried. Mark Cohen, a lawyer for Bankman-Fried, said his client was trying merely to protect his reputation by communicating with journalists, adding it would be, quote, almost impossible to prepare for the October 2nd trial if Bankman-Fried were jailed. Bankman-Fried has been largely confined to his parents' home in Palo Alto, California, since his extradition in December from the Bahamas. That was where he was arrested and where FTX was based. He's pleaded not guilty to charges he stole billions of dollars in FTX customer funds, in part to plug losses at his crypto hedge fund, Alameda Research.
Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return. And India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony. The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.